Hello, everyone. Good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. How are you doing? I hope you are good. Thank you. Thank you so much for coming to today's discussion. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate your support. Thank you so much. So today we have an amazing topic for discussion. Okay, so I'll be willing to take everybody's contribution. I'm not going to just be the only one talking. Okay, so it's going to be all of us. We're going to do this together. So I'm going to be hearing people's opinions, suggestions. Okay, thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate. How are you doing? How has your day been? And I hope we continue to keep safe. Let's continue to keep safe and let us continue to mind ourselves. Okay, let's maintain all the safety precautions that we've been given. Washing of our hands. If you don't have the tap visible wherever you are, use the hand sanitizer. And we have to use the face mask as well. If you know that you can't, like you have to speak, like we have to maintain social distancing as well. Okay, so that's just it. It's still there. It's not, let us not be carried away that maybe the pandemic it's over yet. It's not over yet. It's still there, so we just have to really mind ourselves and be conscious of this. Okay, so thank you so much. So I'm just going to wait like 2 more minutes or so, and then I'm going to start today's topic. Okay, so as you're coming in, you might have seen the topic. Okay, so the topic for discussion today is how to raise an emotionally intelligent child. Okay, so our discussion today is how to raise an emotionally intelligent child or children. And this is a topic that we all have to learn from. Like I always say that I'm not perfect. It's not that I know it all, or even being a researcher in the area, I am still learning every day myself. Okay, so this is a topical issue in one way or the other as parents. Okay, even though if you're not a parent, maybe you're a teacher of young children or even children beyond the age of early childhood from birth to six. This is a topical issue. This is a daily thing that happens. So it is, we all have to discuss this together. Like I said, I'm not just going to be the only one doing the talking today. I want to hear people's opinion, okay, in relation to the topic. Okay. Thank you so much, everyone. I would like you to enjoy the music for 1 or 2 minutes before I start. Okay, so I'm just going to, for today, oh, hi, Everyday Matters. How are you doing? Thank you so much for joining. Thank you. How has your day been? I hope you're good. I am fine. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Every day is busy, every one of us. Do well to thumbs up for the host. Like you always say as well, like thumbs up for the host. So it's really important. God will help us. We'll get there anyway. We just have to keep pushing. And thank you so much. Great topic. Thank you. Your thumbs up. I saw your thumbs up now. Yeah, thank you so much. So hopefully more people will come in, or if not, we just roll like that. Yeah, I just saw your thumbs up. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm just going to let you enjoy the music for 1 minute before I kick start today's topic. Okay, more people would come in. Okay, okay. Thank you. I like you. Thank you so much. You always give me the motivation, the vibe. So, and I really appreciate your friendship. It's not easy, especially on this journey on YT. You need to have people that you align, you kind of like share the same visions. That is it. Be positive, and that is it. We just have to be positive. I know sometimes we tend to be kind of like, we might be tired or we might want to give up, but just like what you said, be positive. You just have to be positive about life. It doesn't even have to be only on YT alone. Like every other thing that we're doing, we just have to be positive about it. Okay, we have to be positive. And this is one thing I used to say to people. We also have to remind ourselves, like all these big YouTubers, like people are saying, oh, big YouTubers today. It doesn't just start one day. So if you ask them, they have their own story to tell. And most of the time, including myself, we don't have that patience. You know, we don't have that patience. Maybe we start something today. You start something today, and that's just it. That's natural with human being. You start something today, and you're looking at it in a week's time. You're thinking that, oh, this thing, like for example, let's use YT as an example. Okay, for some of us that we started this year, compared to somebody that started last year, we don't expect the same growth. You understand? You can never expect the same growth. It's just a matter of consistency. Like myself and my pastor wife was chatting yesterday. She was chatting with me about this Chi and family. She was talking about their views, that they get views, this and that. We're just having a random discussion that this thing is all about consistency. You just have to keep pushing and keep doing your thing. Before you know it, people that are interested in what you're doing, they will find you. People that are interested in what you're doing on YT, they will definitely find you. And one thing we need to understand is that not, like what I'm doing, it might not be of interest to some people. There's some people that my area is really of interest to them, and it takes a time. It takes time that before you know it, those people we kind of like connect. But just for us, that patience, we don't really have that patience. We're kind of like, oh, I've been doing this for like 2 months now. I expect the same growth. Why are people not, viewing my content? So it is really important that we just have to keep pushing. Okay, so how are you? Everyday matters. How are you? I hope you're good. How has your day been? I know you'll be so tired going. It's not easy. I must say to you, it's not easy. It's not easy, but we just, it will not give up. Okay, that's the spirit. We're not going to give up. We're just going to continue to do our thing. We're going to continue to do. She said some people have been doing for years and they don't have many views yet. And that is it. And fair play to those people. It's true, because sometimes when you even look at it, like on YT, you even, like what you said, you even see some people, you're like, they upload the videos, and I understand those people will be frustrated that, what's going on. They upload, like, it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of work. You're cracking your brain to see, oh, which content are you going to do now? Which content do you think that people will be interested? And you're taking your time to do all this video, you're editing, and then you're putting it up. And just like what you said, some people have been doing for years. And I understand it's a passion. That's why they always say, in relation to your niche, make sure you pick something that interests you. And one thing I would like us to know is that even though if you pick something that interests you, you will still be discouraged one point or the other. Don't just say, okay, because they are saying, okay, pick a niche that you like, then you pick a niche, you're thinking that everything is going to be rosy. Even though if you pick a niche that you like, you're still putting in the work, you're still putting in the effort. So I understand, but we just have to, keep pushing and not give up. Okay, so it's just a matter of time. We just have to keep pushing, and we're not going to give up. And I pray that God will help us. God will bless our hustle, because it's not easy. Okay, so yes, very true. We get discouraged. So I'm telling you, yes, we just that's human being. Like you're doing something, and you're seeing that this thing that in life, you expect that when you do things, you expect to make the progress. Okay, you expect to make a progress. Like in the area of early childhood or in the area of education, there's something that we call reflective practice. Okay, I don't know if you've heard the word reflective practice, so I'm going to break it down. Okay, I know it's not my topic, but I'm just going to do a little bit of summary in relation to reflective practice. Reflective, okay, you've heard about reflect, okay, so that's fine. So reflective practice is your ability to be able to reflect on what you're doing. Okay, especially in the area of education, you need to reflect. It could be once in a week, it could be once in a month. You have to reflect on your teaching. Like, okay, you've completed a teaching for 1 month or for 1 week. So you need to sit down and reflect. Okay, how was your teaching for that week? What went well? What do you have to work on more? Okay, and I think the same thing is applicable to your job as well. You reflect. Like in relation to work, an appraiser. Okay, I would like to use the word an appraiser. You want to appraise yourself to say, okay, I've been on this YT journey for 3 months. I've been on this YT journey for 4 months. Okay, so what are the progress that I've made so far? Okay, and in the next 3 or 4 months, this is a target that I've set for myself, or this is where I see myself in the next 3 months in relation to my YT. So it's just for us to just keep pushing. Okay, thank you so much for coming in. Do well to thumbs up for the host. Somebody is in, just thumbs up for the host, and I really appreciate you all for coming. Okay, so without wasting much of our time, I'm just going to diving into today's topic. And if people, everyday matters is saying, come in, guys. Thank you. I just saw that thumbs up went up. Thank you so much. Wherever you are, come in and say hi, so that at least we can appreciate you. I always like to appreciate people, whenever they come in. I like to appreciate them, just a way of saying thank you. Like I said, whenever you see people go and support you, do not take this for granted. You all know want anybody's support. People don't really have to support you on this YT journey. But whenever you see people coming to support you, do not take this for granted, because they could be somewhere else. Okay, the three of you watching, you could have decided you want to go somewhere else, or you want to go and support somebody else. There's nothing I can do about it, but it takes a lot of courage to say, yes, I'm going to go to LES Matters, and I really appreciate it. I am not taking this for granted. Thank you so much. Okay, so that brings me on to today's topic. I have my I have my notes already. So maybe, like, you didn't see any ads. Maybe when I wouldn't advise you to go out and come in. It happens like that. Sometimes whenever you start, it's the same thing with video as well. Whenever you upload a video, I think the first few minutes, it takes them time. I think it takes time for them to put the ad in. So, but it's fine anyway. It's fine. You don't have to go out and come in again. Or it's always like, but I turned it on. Like, you go back and come in. Okay, and let me know anyway, because it's always like that. If it's not on, there won't be the dollar sign, I guess. So because I turned it on, so that's why you have to. And this is a thing, I'm kind of like, even it's work for us. Every time you're uploading a video, every time you're going live, you have to turn on the monetization and all that. If not, so you have to. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about how to raise an emotionally intelligent child. Like I said, I have my notes. Okay, so, and I'm not going to be doing all the talking alone today. I want people to also, contribute to the topic as well, because we all have one or two things to contribute to today's topic. Okay, so I'm going to I'm watching it now. Yeah, I know. So it's always like that. Whenever you start, I noticed it even from the video. Whenever you upload a video, except if it's Premiere, I think when it's Premiere, it takes, that would have been done. So, but whenever you upload the video, like the first few people that watch the video, I don't think there's ad on it. So, what I try to do now is if I'm uploading a video, I put it on private first. So I let them do all their process. So if the ad is on and everything, so and then I put it on public. Because if there's no ad on it and then I just put it on, people will just only watch it and that is it. Thank you so much, Everyday Matters. I really appreciate you. Thank you. So first, I'm going to define emotional intelligence, okay, in relation to children. Okay, so what do we mean by emotional intelligence? So, emotional intelligence is the ability of we as the adults to teach children to recognize and manage their emotions in an healthy way. Okay, so we're talking about how to manage our emotions in an healthy way. Okay, so in relation to emotional intelligence in children, we're talking about children now. This topic it's focusing on children because I know emotional intelligence is also applicable to adults as well, which Everyday Matters has touched on. Okay, so if you don't, you might go back to Everyday Matters channel. She has a video on emotional intelligence for adults. Okay, so you might thank you. So you might check her out. She talked about emotional intelligence for adults, and then I am doing the one for the children. Okay, so emotional intelligence is the ability of we as the adult to be able to teach children to recognize and manage their emotions in an healthy way. Okay, why are you saying what for? Everyday Matters, what are you saying what for? So so why is it? I was just giving a shout out to you that they should go and whatever. You've not really missed. I was saying like you have a video up on your channel in relation to emotional intelligence in adults, so people can check you out as well. But I'm talking about emotional intelligence in relation to children. Okay, so like I was saying, emotional intelligence in relation to children is the ability of we as the adults to be able to teach children how to recognize and manage their emotions in healthy way. Okay, so we're talking about in relation to being able to manage the children being able to manage their emotions in healthy way. Okay, and in order to do this, the ball is in our court as adults. Okay, if we want children to develop emotional intelligence, it starts from we as the adults. Like I always say every time, it starts from we as the adults, whether you're the parent, whether you're the guardian, or you are the teachers of children from birth to six, or even children beyond the age of early childhood. Okay, in relation to emotional intelligence, every child needs to have this skill. It's not just for one particular child, early childhood, primary school, teenage years. Okay, it is really important. And in relation to emotions, emotions is part of our day-to-day lifestyle. Emotions is part of us. It's not something that we can get away with. Okay, it is what is part of our everyday activities. Okay, in relation to our expressions. Okay, so, because when you're happy, you're going to show this, you're going to display it through your emotions. And when you're sad, when you're frustrated, it's going to really show through your emotions as well. Okay, so in relation to helping children to develop emotional intelligence, it starts from we as the adults. We as the adults, we have lots of work to do. Okay, we have lots of work to do. Like my everyday saying that I used to say that we can't give what we don't have. Okay, so it is really important as the adults, whether you're the parent, okay, and you want your children to develop emotional intelligence skills, okay, it has to start from you as the parent. Okay, and what do I mean by saying it has to start from you as the parent? You as the parent, you really need to work on yourself first. Okay, like I used to say, we can't give what we don't have. She says that's true because children learn from their parents. Yes, children will pick up everything from their parents, okay? And according to research, children are social beings. Okay, so what does that mean? Children pick up things from the environment, either from the adults, everything that goes on around children. Children will pick this up from. Okay, like for example, I'm just going to cite one of few examples. Okay, how come? Why is it that some children, you see some children use bad words, like use bad language? Okay, so where did they learn that from? It's not something that the adult is saying to the child. Okay, like I am the adult now. It's not that I'm saying to some group of children that, oh, you can use bad words. It's okay for you to use bad words. I'm saying bad words to them to say, okay, you say, but they definitely pick it up around them. This is what they hear. Okay, and what we hear and what we see inform our personality. It shapes who we are. Okay, so that's why it is very important that the environment that a child is has a great influence on that child. Okay, I would like you to take note of this. Okay, the environment that the child is has a great influence on the child's life. Okay, so who the child is staying with, who the child is interacting with, has a great influence on that child. Okay, that's why even if you look at it in relation to teenagers, how come peer pressure? It's a big thing, it's a huge thing in relation to teenagers and children. Okay, because these children, some of these children, they are being influenced by their peers. Okay, they are the people that they see on a day-to-day life. They are the people that they communicate with. They are the people that they talk to. They are the people that they do things together. So how come? That's why these children are able to. That's why some of these children are able to influence other children because it's a great influence on them. Oh, Sister Julie Isse, thank you so much for coming, sis. Thank you so much. Do well to thumbs up for me, sis. I really appreciate. Thank you. Everyday matters is what we see and hear informs our personality. Absolutely true. Thank you so much, sis. I'm telling you, it really, thank you. I just saw the thumbs up, especially in relations. I'm telling you, even we as adults as well. Okay, I'm going to break it down. Even we as adults, like the things that people say to us, like everyday matters that we're discussing, that you say positivity. You should be positive. If you surround yourself with people that are positive, definitely you tend to do well in life. If you surround yourself with people that are encouraging you, that are motivating you, that are saying to you, oh, do not give up on your YT channel, keep working so hard, you're going to get there. That view you're looking for, you're going to get it, you're going to be monetized. You would have that hope. You're not definitely going to give up because you surrounded yourself with people that are saying positive things to you, and you yourself, your hopes will be high. But when you surround yourself with people that are saying, "Oh, you can't do it," like a lot of people, like it's in relation to YT. In order to be monetized, you need 1,000 subscribers and you need 4K WH. Some people hearing that at all, they can use it to pull you down and say, "Oh, this is not achievable. You can't get it in 1 year. Oh, it's not done. It's not going to be possible. How are you going to get it?" They, they will start to break it down. Do you think Julissa is saying, greetings, everyday matter. I was around your building today. Okay. Okay, so everyday matters. Julie was around your building. So, like I was saying, it is good to surround ourselves with positive people. Like I was saying, in relation to the WH 4,000 watch hour, some people will even break it down and say, do you think you're going to get that? No, 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 it's not possible. Just, just give up. Just give up. Oh no, you can't do it. 1K, how are you going to get that? And as human beings, let's be sincere with ourselves, let's be realistic with ourselves. We tend to be discouraged sometimes. Like if it's those kind of people that you surround yourself with, people that are saying to you that, oh, it's not doable, you can't do it, it is not achievable, how are you going to do it? How are you going to do it? Don't give up, it's not possible for you to do and all that. So it is really important. Sorry. Um, So it is really important. So the same thing, what brought about that discussion is in relation to children, you know, everything they see around them inform their personality, whatever they see. Okay, let's now look at it. Why is it that social media has a great influence on children? Okay, when you look at social media, what children see, what they watch on TV, they will pick it up. Like the languages, some of this language, the children, they saw this language from TV, or people around them using the language, their parents, their siblings, and these children, you can't blame them. They tend to look at it and say, well, this is a good language. In as much as people around me are using that language, it is okay for me to use that language as well. So it is really important, as adults, especially when we start to have children, we are a great influence on these children. Okay, they will pick up things from us. Everything that we're doing, they will definitely pick it up, and they are going to inculcate these habits as well, without being told. Without being told. Okay, now even if you look at it this way, how come research has been proving that unborn child, when you read to an unborn child, you're reading to an unborn child. The child is not yet in existence. You're reading to an unborn child. How come when you read to an unborn child, by the time the child is being born, the child is already exposed to what? And according to research, those children, they are very good in relation to reading. Oh, thank you, Sister Julie. You just shared me out. Thank you so much, sis. I really appreciate. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. So, as you can see, research has proven a lot of things. It's even according to research that children will pick up things from their environment. Everything they see them do, they will definitely do it. Okay, and that's why you see some things that goes on in the family, a trait in the family. It tends to pass from one generation to another. It tends to pass. That's why sometimes maybe you have like a grandparent that is a singer. I'm going to use that as an example. You have a grandparent that is a singer. It passes on to it might pass on to the father, and then to the daughter, and then to the daughter's children. So you can see it's a trait, and it's going from one generation to generation. So in relation to emotions, now I'm going to really bring you down to emotion now. The ball is in our court as parents. Oh, everyday matters. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. So, in relation to emotions, the ball is in our court as adults. We have to really work on ourselves first. I know, I know. So we have to really work on ourselves first, because if we don't work on ourselves, we cannot be able to work on our children. It is not possible, because it is what you have, you'll be able to give. And that is it. Oh, Cops, then, thank you so much for coming. You're an ad. Okay, no problem. Thank you so much. I really appreciate. Okay, so like I was saying, in relation to helping children to develop emotional intelligence, it starts from we as the adult. We can't give what we don't have, and we have to work on ourselves, because it is what we have that we tend to pass on to our children. We tend to pass on to our generation. Okay, so it is really important. We have to really work on ourselves first as adults in relation to emotional intelligence, managing our emotions. Because, like I said earlier, it is what our children see us portray or display. They tend to take on this. They will, without you even saying to them, they will just display these skills, they will just display these abilities. And sometimes I often see people saying to this, like, you have a child using a language. You see some parents say, I didn't even know where that child got that language from. And I'm like, are you sure? you know, when you look at the children, they are so innocent. Children are so innocent. Like, they will just, like I said, they just pick up things. And I'm telling you, I've seen a lot of parents like that. And like I said, I am not innocent. Whatever I'm coming here, it's not that maybe I know it all, I'm perfect. Every one of us were learning. I'm also learning myself. I'm telling you, look at it. Like, for example, they just copy the adults around them. 2 minutes left over, we keep an eye. Okay, cops, there, no problem. Thank you. Every day matters, like you said, they just copy. They just naturally copy the adults around them without you saying things to them. And one thing we need to know in relation to children is that any habits that these children are already used to, it takes the grace of God and hard work to take it off them. Like, I will cite an example. Like the Caucasians, in relation to using the F word, it's a part and parcel of them. It's just something, if they say anything 2 minutes, you hear that, you hear that. And it's a part and parcel of them. They're even talking to you and then sometimes some of them, you see their children using those same words, and then they will say, where did you hear that from? I don't Or they will say to the child, I don't want you to say it. You're not going to say to the child, do as I say. It has to be do as I do. In relation to emotional intelligence, it has to be do as I do, not do as I say. So that's why I said it is really important. We as the adults, we have to really work on ourselves first in relation to teaching children or raising an emotionally intelligent child. So we really have a lot of work to do. Like the video that I uploaded on Tuesday, it was on Tuesday that is this on Friday that I uploaded this video in relation to emotional intelligence, okay? And there was a question that the lady asked, she asked the question, she said, what can she do? Oh, Blue Jeans, thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming, sir. I am well, I am very good, and you, thank you so much for coming to support me. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. So, like I was saying, this lady asked a question, and the question was, every time she wants to talk to her children or she wants her children to do things, her children will not listen to her unless she shouts at them. Like, for example, if she wants them to tidy up, until when she shouts at them, if she doesn't shout, they are not going to tidy up. If she's saying it to them, okay, go and tidy up, they won't listen. But until when she shouts at them and say, okay, it is time for you to tidy up now, they will now rush and tidy up. So in my response to this lady, I told her, I said she really needs to work on herself because she has gotten to that stage of you have to shout. And like I said, the children are already used to until when my mom shouts before I do whatever she wants me to do. And it's an habit that the children are now used to. Like, well, if my mother doesn't shout, that means she's not serious. So I told her she really needs to work on herself. So it's not every time that when we want to talk to these children, we have to shout. We don't have to shout at them and say, okay, you have to tidy up now. It doesn't have to get to that stage that we have to shout at them. So that's why I said it has to start from we as the adults in relation to teaching children about emotional intelligence. You don't want your children to shout, and you as the adult or you as the parent, you're shouting. So what are you saying to them? You're saying to them it is okay to shout. They will definitely pick it up. They will definitely shout. Okay, so I know as adults, sometimes parents, a lot of things going on and we're frustrated, we want to lash out. But one thing I would like us to do is, sometimes when we are surrounded by this situation that might want you to give up or want you to give out, just take a deep breath. This really works for me. Everyday Matter says she needs to look for another method of passing information across to them. I'm telling you, she doesn't even have to shout. And I said, okay, for example, she might have to have a discussion with them, sit down with the children and discuss with them and say to them that, okay, whenever I want you to do things, I would like you to listen to whatever I'm telling you to do. And I gave her an example, like, for example, if she wants them to tidy up, she can just say, okay, it is time for you to tidy up now. And stretch the word now. Okay? And one thing that I've learned, okay, because as you go on, and I said to her, like, it's your children, you know what works best for your children, okay? I'm not here to say, okay, this is what works best for me with my children. I want you to implement the same thing. It might not work for you, but it's just, talking about things that might help. So one thing I said to her is that, for example, if she wants her children to tidy up, it says, how can we start shouting? If I don't shout, my boy will not even hear me. Sister Julie, you've gotten to the stage that you've been shouting and your boy is now used to shouting. Okay, it's a thing that you really need to work on yourself because you're shouting and the boy knows that until when my mom shouts, that's when I know that she's serious. And Bunny Blue Creation. Hi, Bunny, how are you? I missed you. Where have you been? I'm like, Bunny is not here today. The live chat of my LS. Thank you so much, Bunny. How are you doing? Thank you so much for coming. I've 7 amazing people. Do well to thumbs up. Thank you so much. So, Sister Julie, like I was saying, like you've gotten to that stage that you have to shout. And one thing, like I said, in relation to children, Bonnie says, my back is killing me. I've been in school, just got home not too long ago. Okay, so Bonnie, thank you. And I really appreciate you for stopping by. Thank you so much. So, Sister Julie, back to your question. Your children have gotten to a state that they now know that if you don't shout, that means you're not serious. They know that, oh, like your boy will say, oh, mommy, she's going to shout. So if she shouts, then I know that she really wants me. You don't have to get to that stage of, it tells me my voice is too low. You are live, or guy is live too. I know, I'm telling you. Comes then, the show must continue. I know. What can I do? That's one thing I used to say to him. I said, you need to know the time you want to do your LS. It's not you just come up with an idea and say, okay, yes, you're going. It doesn't team wives. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. So, like I was saying before, it has to start from us. Sister Julie, you need to really work on yourself. Okay, you read that. I am, like blue jeans. So yeah, go. So you really sorry. I just want to put my music on. I like music. I know something is missing. I don't know. And if anybody has anything to chip in, you can chip it in. So, and one thing that really worked for me, I'm going to use myself as an example. Like, for example, if I want my children to do things, and one thing in relation to children throwing tantrums, most of the time, when you look at these children, they always want to have their ways. Like, for example, you want the child to tidy up their room, and it could be simple thing. Maybe the child is playing. The child doesn't want to leave what they are playing with. The child might be playing with a toy. The child doesn't want to leave that toy. And you want the child to tidy up the table. Because the child is so much engrossed in that play. The child does not want to leave that play. So that's when you see them, they want to throw tantrums and say, you're telling them to tidy up. They just want to ignore you. They don't want to listen to you. But Sister Julie, it has to be you have to be firm and consistent in relation to your rules. Okay, you need to have rules in your family, like in relation to your children. What are the things that you would like them to do? And this is one thing that works for me. Like my children, I have my rules, and I keep reminding them, constant reminder. I tell them, okay, this is what is expected of you in school. You have to behave yourself. You have to be nice to people. You have to listen. And I always tell them that to listen, it doesn't take you anything to listen. Okay, so Sister Judy, like whenever you just want to pass your message across, like one thing that really worked and that I also learned from studies, when you're talking to children, be firm. Like you want them to do something. Like you can say, okay, it is time for you to go and have your shower now. You've passed your message. There's no point like maybe the child is now telling you, I don't want to have my shower now, and you want to compromise. You want to compromise with the child. You want to say to the child, okay, it's okay, it's okay. There's no two-way about it. You want them to shower now, or you want them to tidy up, and that's it. You move on. Julie says, I would like to know a guy LS so at LES parties. Maybe Copston will tell you. Copston, do you want to tell Julie it's a work? Sister Julie, concentrate on this one. I hope you are getting my point. Concentrate on this one. Leave on. Concentrate. You asked me a question, so concentrate. So don't let me forget what I'm saying. Now you can see I came here prepared with my notes. I came prepared. Comes then and say, team wives, how do women stay here? So like I was saying, Sister Julie, so you just have to be firm. Okay, you have to be firm and consistent. And one thing with children is, I know we're digressing a bit, but we're all still learning. And one thing with children, everyday matters to Blueberry. Yes, so team, so funny. And one thing about children is, if you missed it in relation to being consistent with your rules, they are not going to take you serious. And children sometimes they play with your intelligence. Like you want them to tidy up, they might say to you, "Oh, I'll do it in 10 minutes." This is a big guy now. Okay, this is a big guy now. Like how old, Sister Julie? It is also, it is just so applicable. Like, I know, especially when it comes to teenage years. I'm not a pro, okay? I'm still learning myself, but like I used to say, my area is in the area of early childhood. So even some of the things that I'm teaching in relation to early childhood, you could also use it in relation to teenage years as well. So, and I think in relation to teenagers, well, you just have to be consistent and firm with your rules. Okay, don't bend your rules. Like, let's say, for example, in relation to like mobile phones, teenagers are difficult. That's why it's important to start young. Thank you so much, Bonnie. And every day I always say early years matters. It really matters, because if you start from that young age, as the children tend to grow up, you see some traits that they want to portray. It is that time you have to be correcting them, put them through. This is the way to do it. Because, like I said, that if you missed it at once, it takes the grace of God and it takes a lot of hard work. Okay? Cops then is saying they need consistency and example. That is it. Blue jeans net. Oh, you're still here, sir. I thought you left me. She says, are we talking about children or tenants? They are leaving soon, so I'm very happy. Some blue jeans, which tenant? Because they says they need consistency, and they do. Like, I'm not an expert in relation to, teenagers, but it's the same thing. They need consistency and example. They want to see you. Like, for example, in relation to children or tenants at the oh, they have expiry dates in my house, 18 years, and your house is supporting the woman. Oh, thank you so much, sir. So you're supporting me. Ooh, happy days for me today. Okay, so like I was saying, God said consistency and example, and that's why I said 18 years waiting blue. And that's why I said the ball is in our court as adults. As parents now, I'm going to bring it down to parents, okay? Because I don't have teachers here, so I've only parents here watching. They watch whatever we do. They watch us whatever we do. Okay, let's say, for example, teenagers, like in relation to them having their mobile phone, you have to give a time. And like what Bonnie said, was it Bonnie or Blue Jeans that says it starts from when a guy is in the gym and don't get power. When they are that tender age, that's when you start the discipline. I'm telling you, that's when you start the discipline. Okay, like for example, in relation to you want to give a child a mobile phone. Okay, you're giving a child a mobile phone. So let's look at it. Let's look at teenagers. You're giving them a mobile phone. You need to have rules around that mobile phone before you give it to them. So let's say, for example, I know a lot of people have missed it, but you can still go back and amend. Like before you give them a mobile phone, let's say this is the first time you're giving them a mobile phone. And they are eager to have a mobile phone. That is when you can set your rules around the mobile phone. So you can say to them, well, you can have your mobile phone till 9 o'clock or till 8 o'clock. By that time, that's the first time you're giving to them. They will want to listen to you. But when you give it to them, you give them a mobile phone first without you telling them the time that they can give the mobile phone to you back, or they can keep it safe. So you're not giving them rules. So that means they can have the mobile phone for the whole day. They can have it for the whole month. They can have it for the whole year. And then maybe after you now see people talking about screen time, that's the time you now want to go back and make amends. You can really make amends, but it's going to be difficult. So that's why it's very important. We have to have our rules. Like my children now, whenever I give them the mobile phone, I know they are still young. My two youngest boys are 11 and 10. So whenever I give them to the mobile phone, I say to them, okay, you can have the mobile phone for an hour. I'll be at work, never impossible. Or you install apps that shut the phone down at specific time, so you don't even have a need for data. That's it, cops. Then thank you so much. That's another one. Okay, so like for example, mine, if I give them the mobile phone, I say to them, okay, you can have the mobile phone for an hour. I give it to them, okay, you can play games, whatever you want to do for an hour. This is not just something that just started to work for me. So when I give it to them for an hour, I tell you, They will bring it back to me when it's exactly an hour time. They will say, okay, now it's time up. Mana TV channel, Mana TV, thank you so much. Did I just arrive at that today? No. He says, my little cousin will scream and throw fit if he does not get what he wants. But when he sees that he will end up going home now. If you go to the store, he will behave. Hi, every day. How are you? I'm fine. How are you, man? Thank you. Look, this same parents are not the Holy Spirit that teaches all things. Neither are they God who knows his children. My job as a parent is to provide accommodation, food, and education. Some blue cheese. Oh no, God is watching you. I am telling you. You know, as parents, we just have to do our own bits. Okay. And like I used to say, I am not a preacher, I am not a pastor. But we also need to know that we'll be accountable for these children. God has given, I know my area is early childhood. I'm now bringing Bible into this. We'll be accountable for these children. We have to put them through, we have to guide them. Because if they miss it, it takes the grace of God. There's nothing God cannot do. I so much believe in power of prayer. But that's why it's very important that we have to guide them when they are young. It starts from early years. That's why early years matters, TV. So Bonnie is saying, Blue Jeans, then don't complain when they don't listen to you or confide you for help. I know Blue Jeans is just joking. It's just joking. It's just joking. So Cops then is saying, and as parents, we do not have it all together, and that is okay. But we should always aim to get better at it because each stage for kids have their own. I am telling you, Cops, then it has their own. And that's why in one of my videos, I did a video already, but I'm just going to spill it out, okay? In relation to also parents comparing their children. We can't do that. I've seen this happen a lot of time. You see, even children comparing siblings together, it is wrong. In terms of the child's self-esteem, it is not going to up. And each child, they are different. So if you have 3 children, you don't expect your 3 children to be the same. You don't expect them to be the same. You would always, different child with their different requirement, like Cobbs then says, like in relation to child development. Children develop at different stage. And each stage comes with own, requirements. It comes with its own challenges. It comes with, it's just our ability as parents to be able to navigate those challenges or those requirements. That's why I used to say to people, parenting, it's not easy. It is not an easy task to parent. I'm telling you, to be a parent, it is not easy. It takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of hard work. And above it all, we cannot do it on our own. So now, so in relation to emotional intelligence, it has to start from we as the adults. We have to work on ourselves. Some of us, like what Sister Julie says, you want to pass a message to children until when you shout. Like you want to call a child. It says school has a lot of influence. I am telling you, Sister Julie, it has. And that is why it is very important that with children, you have discussions with them. Okay, as a family, have a family discussion with them. It could be once a week, once a month, whatever works with you, works best for you. Constant reminder. Be reminding them what is expected of them, especially if they are from a Christian home. You let them know that as a child of God, this is what is expected of you. This is how you have to behave. Sister Julie, before you came, I also said something about peer pressure as well. Peer pressure, especially coming to teenage years. How come, some teenagers have influence on other teenagers? It's because, these children, they are together, they do things together, and, children are easily influenced by what is going on around them. They are being influenced by what is going on around the, like for example, this is an example I used to use for my student, okay? So I used to say to my student, like, for example, you as the parent, you don't want your child to pick their nose, okay? You're always saying to the child, oh, it's not good for you to pick your nose, don't pick your nose, don't pick your nose. And you as the parent, before you know it, you're carried away, you're doing this. And then before you know it, the child is definitely going to do the same. Or you're driving around in your car, you're saying to the child, oh, we don't throw the litter around, we have to keep our environment clean, this and that. And before you know it, you're having a can of Coke. No speaking is part of. So it comes to, are you telling me that you pick your nose? So you pick your nose, phew. So let's say, for example, now, so another example that I used to say to my student, okay, you're driving around, you're saying to children, oh, do not litter the floor, no speaking three nails is set. I am guilty of that three nails as well. Today, I was sitting down. I think I was watching Cops Men Live, and I was here sitting down. My husband was in the kitchen, and he was like, "Don't finish this thing now. Don't finish it." I'm like, "What are you finishing?" Oh, I talk with Richie. Oh, thank you so much. I talk with Richie. Thank you so much for coming to my LS. This is the first time of you coming. Thank you. I know we always meet at Everyday Matters. Thank you so much. I'm definitely going to check you out after my LS. Captain, why are you laughing? So it is really, so like I was saying, the can of Coke, you're telling children, oh, we have to make our environment clean, and straight away you finish a can of Coke, and out the window of your car you're driving, boom. So what are you saying to the children in the car? And your children are in the car watching you. So you're saying to the child, well, if you like anything, you can even eat chips on the road, just fling it. So it is really important. And I know sometimes most of all these things we're carried away. We just exhibit this without us even knowing. So as a talk with you as first time, I'm going to be okay, no problem. I will definitely check you out. I'll talk with Richie is here, Everyday Matter. She's here, she came. Thank you so much, sis. I will get back to you. So it is really important, as we as the parents, we have to be positive role models to these children all the time. Like for example, now, you say to, like, most of the time, most people do this as well. Like you're telling your child or your children, you don't want them to lie. Honesty is the key. You want them to tell the truth all the time. Okay. And maybe somebody rang, they want to speak to you, or they are pressing the bell. I know this is not really applicable for us here in abroad. If people are coming to visit us, they have to let us know ahead. Maybe somebody rang, and then you're saying to the child, tell them I'm not at home. Tell them I'm not at home. And then there was a time, this was something that happened. And then somebody called. And then what did the child say? My mommy said I should tell you that she's not at home. That child is so innocent. And you're saying to the child, we want you to tell the truth. It's not good for, because that one is undercover survivor mindset. They did it. So it is, it is really important. You know what's up? EM as the code. Thanks so much. Okay. So it is really important that we have to be positive role models to this student. It's not easy. Sometimes we do some things unconsciously. So as parents, we have to be conscious all the time. Okay, as parents, there are different hats that we have to have on. Okay, so whenever we have the parent hat on, we have to know that, yes, everything that we're doing, we should be positive role models to these children. The children, they will pick it up from us. Okay, and whenever we know as parents, we have different hats, we have the parent hat on, and whenever we are playing with children as well, we have to communicate with them as a child. Okay, child-friendly tone of voice, the way we do things. Sorry, I just want to put on my music. I'm a music person. If I don't have my music on, something is missing. So, that's my first point. As parents, we really need to work on ourselves. Okay, in relation to managing our own emotions. We can't, I agree, bring it down to their level. We have to. And like this, bring it down to their level, cops, then It wasn't something that I learned in a day. So that's why even this my area of early childhood, I'm so grateful to God that, I came, like, for somebody coming from that African background and coming here, studying in the area of early childhood, which has really opened my eyes to a lot of things. And that was one of the things that prompted me to opening this my channel, because at least to be able to share the little ideas that I have with people out there, because we need to also understand that African parenting is different from parenting in the 21st century. We really need to get that right. And like what Bonnie said before, if you want to communicate with these children, you should communicate with them like as friends. Because when you communicate with them as friends, you flow with them as friends. There are some information that these children will be saying things to you that they will be, like I said, I'm also learning myself. It's not just something that I came up with. Like, I have 3 kids. My first child, she's 15. So you can see that the way I'm going to even come, it said we need a bit of African parenting, Western parenting. They have their pros and cons, and we can mix and match the good. I'm telling you, that is it. But in relation to the African mentality that I'm talking about, it's not all the time. Most of the time, we want to impose things on these children. We want to impose, and like what Cobson says, it has the good and yes. In relation to our African parenting, sometimes when it's time for us to be strict, we have to be strict. We don't have to bend the rules. That's what I'm saying. You don't bend the rules. You want the children to tidy up, pass your message across. Not you want them to tidy up and then you're laughing. It is time for you to tidy up now. I agree, Cubs, and we need a bit of African men. We definitely do. Especially in the diaspora, for some of us that were based, things we need to. Like, for example, now you want your children to tidy up and then you're laughing. It is time for you to tidy up now. It is time for you to go and make your school lunch now. Do you think they're going to take you serious? But when they maybe when they see that the face has changed, like, and you're saying, stand up and go and make your lunch. Your past, it says the eye contact is structured. That is a wonderful parenting method originating from Africa. I'm telling you, the expression will say it all. And my kids still, they know that this one want to change it already. The tune is about to change. You just say it. There's a way to just pass your message across without, like I'm saying, without you shouting. Sometimes you might even be shouting and you're not even serious with it. You're just shouting and sometimes when you even shout, you don't even pass your message across. You end up saying the same thing and you'll be frustrated. Go and tidy up now. Go and tidy up your room. And the child is not going. The child is, you're still shouting. It is really important that we look for ways to pass our messages across to our children. Like I used to say, what works for me might not work for you. But these are just, typical everyday example that, I'm going to use for discussion today. And if you have anything, cheapy thing, okay, so also in relation to raising an emotional intelligence child or children as well, you also have to let these children know that, yes, that emotion exists, but it's just how they go about their emotions. Sister Julie says eye contact is very important. It is. Even we as adults as well, we know that eye contact is very important. Like, for example, if you're in a relationship and you're talking to your partner, maybe your partner is on their mobile phone or they're watching TV. The other partner tend to say to the other partner, is it not you I'm talking to? I want you to look at me. Stop whatever you're doing. Listen to me. It is very important. And the same thing with children as well. When we are communicating with them, eye contact says it all. There are some times that when we have to communicate with these children, we put our mobile phones away. You want to pass a message across to your children. It's not then, oh, Cynthia, where have you been? Happy New Year, Cynthia. Oh, thank you so much, Cynthia. How are you doing? Where have you been? Cynthia, you really missed a lot, oh. I've not been seeing you. Now I got monetized, okay? Cynthia, thank you so much for coming. Oh, Sky Figo, thank you so much. Respect to you, Sky Figo. Cynthia is my high school mate. I went to the same secondary school in Nigeria with Cynthia. Thank you so much, Cynthia. Thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate it. So where have you been all this while? I've not, I've not been seeing your break lights, Cynthia. Okay, so like I was saying, where did I? Yeah. So it's really important that in relation to children, you need to let them know that emotion exists, you know. And like I said, sometimes these children want to have their ways. Blue jeans say eye contact from my mom or dad usually means a knock or slap. We follow almost immediately eye contact with care. And that is it. If you look at it, Sir Blue jeans, like what you're saying, like in Africa now, just like what Sir Blue jeans said, if you're talking to your parents, you can't look at them eyeball to eyeball. You know you're definitely going to get it on, or you're getting a slap. Is it me that I'm talking to you that you're looking at my face? Oh yeah, bend down, look down. But here, eye contact means that yes, you want them Ojulo Orowa. I don't know, you're not Yoruba, so it means Ojulo Orowa. What do I mean by that? I'm good. Just have not been on here. Congratulations on your monetization. Thank you so much, Cynthia. So it means Ojulo Orowa means look at me. I'm talking to you. Okay, bring back out to buy the kids ice cream. Oh, okay. The kids are really enjoying having ice cream, and we are having discussion here. Okay, Bonnie. Yeah. Oh, so like I was saying, eye contact is really important. You know, sometimes we want to communicate with these children. We are on our mobile phones. We are watching TVs. Those are distractions. It's not going to work. If you want to have a serious discussion with your children, phones away, TV turned off. Now it's proper time for talking, for discussion. Okay? It's not that you want to pass a message, you're on your phone, or your child is talking to you. I know we're busy, but there should be time for everything. Oh, Skype, you're still waiting to come in. Okay, no problem. So, it is really important. We need to let the student know that, yes, emotion exists. And sometimes I wanted ice cream and they wanted ice cream. Okay. And sometimes in relation to children wanting to have their ways, you have to let them know that they can't always have their ways all the time. So everyday matters, I know, or you do that very soon. Okay, talk with Richie. I will definitely get back to you after my LS straight away. So, like I was saying, you need to let the children know that they cannot always have their way all the time. This is very important. Okay. And this is one thing I used to say to my children as well. For example, I always say to them, like, there are some times that I want something that I don't even get that thing. So is it because I don't get that thing, I'm throwing tantrums? Or is it because of that I don't have my way, I'm fighting around, I'm nagging around? So, and like what Cobbs then said, exactly, hearing no is part of life. That is it. And sometimes as well, we as parents, we have to deliberately say no so that these children will learn that it is part of life. And this is one thing, sometimes some of my friends will even say to me that the discussions that you have with your children, sometimes you should just be talking to them like your friend, sharing life experiences with them. I said, yes, because I want them to know, to start to learn now. There's no age that is too small to start training a child. Am I perfect? I am not perfect. Every day it's a learning progress for me. Sometimes you might even have things at home. Maybe let me use biscuits. A talk is which is saying so true oaths. So let's say, for example, you have biscuits, okay? So they came to you for biscuits. You said yes, they can get the biscuits. Maybe they took three, okay? And then the second time again, they're coming for you for biscuits. You can just deliberately say to them that no, they can't have it that time. So that for them to learn that life is not always about you will get things at your own beck and call. If you want something, you will get it. The talk is so true, us, we must not give them all they want. I'm telling you, and this is part of life. Can't say yes to everything nowadays. I am telling you. And it's a thing that we just have to let them know. from that age, as the time to tend to grow up, it should be part and parcel of the training we're giving to them, because they will grow up thinking they will get what they want. That is it. Oh, Sky Figure, you're in. Thank you so much. Respect. Thank you. I'm telling you, they will just believe that life is like that. They get everything that they want. And then maybe when they grow up, secondary school or the university, they now find out that they can't always get things their way. I'm going to share something to you now. Something that happened in this country. I'm based in Ireland. For some of you that you don't know, I'm based in the Republic of Ireland. Somebody was interviewed on the news, okay? And I think this person is in the university now, okay? So they are talking about in relation to savings. Julie used to say, when you always hear no, it's helps to build a tough skin. And I'm telling you. So like I was saying this story, I think this child is in the university. So they were talking about saving and all that. And you know what this child said? This child said his parents never taught him how to save. Assuming he knew how to save, it could have helped him. So it is now, I think this child, this person, I'm not going to call him a child now, it's an adult. So I think this person is around 19 or 20. So he was interviewed. So he was saying that there are some things that his parent never taught him. They never taught him how to save. Assuming he knew how to save, he was having the money, he was buying designer clothes. I think he stayed with them for a while at home. So he was working, he had all this money, he was buying designer clothes, designer shoes. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying these things are not good, because I know some of you might be saying, oh, early years matters. Are you now saying we should not get designer, this and that? So for this child to come up on, I'm not good. Why am I still calling him a child? Okay, for this person to now come on a radio and be saying, as me, my parents told me how to save from younger age, I would have a lot of savings. I think this person wanted to get a house, yeah. So he was now saying, assuming when he started to work, getting things, they told him how to save, he would have some money now. So, there's what brought about this story. There's no age that is too small to start to teach our children all these skills. I know some people might even say, I've seen some people say, oh, I'll wait till when they are a bit older. It's too it's too early to start this. Everyday matters. Why are you like, I'll wait a little bit. There is no age that is too small to teach children life skills. Like we were saying before, they should not always have their way all the time. The child wants this, you give this to the child. The child wants this, you give this to the child. And then maybe when they now grow up, they want something. They are now in the midst of their friends. Maybe they left home, they're in the university, and they can't always have their way. It will look strange to them because they've never experienced that in life. So they'll say, oh, so they talk with you, no age olds, children are quick to learn. I'm telling you, they are quick to learn. Children are even quicker to learn than we as the adults. There are some things that even, and if I'm wrong, you can hear me witness and say, oh, early years matters, you're wrong with what you're saying. Majority of the things that we know today is when we were younger. Okay? All these Christian memory verses, all these songs. How many of us, I know, especially if it's compulsory, maybe you're in college, you're doing a research, you just have to do it. How many of us can now sit down and say, oh, we want to memorize things? If you even memorize it for 5 minutes or 10 minutes, let them ask you in about an hour. It's gone. For some of us, maybe we want to do exams. We'll quickly just cram it. Immediately we download it. Ask us the next month. It's just an idea we have. We can't even remember that thing again. But it says exactly the head and the heart are two different things. But ask children. Most of the time, sometimes I always tell my children to remind me, okay, remind me I have to do this tomorrow. And they will be the one to cut, okay, mommy, you said we should remind me. Because there's too much going on. So, if you have anything to say, a lot of Sky Figure, I want your contribution. Oh, you're not saying anything. Everyday matters. You're just laughing. Your contribution, please. Like the way you always call me out. So, like I was saying, You let them know that they cannot always have their ways all the time. And sometimes, parents, I would like you to take note of this. Sometimes there are some situations that we can prevent from occurring, but because we don't pay attention to it, you're listening. Okay. Okay. You know, thank you for listening. So, as parents, there are some situations that we can prevent from occurring. It says their edge are magnet. But because we don't pay attention, let's say, for example, you've two siblings and you're sitting down in one corner and you can hear them argue, you can hear them talk, and you need to observe the situation that if you don't step in, it could lead to fight or it could lead to something else, or you tend to ignore. You tend to ignore and say, I'm new, I just want to know what is going on. Okay, okay, Skymaker. So, like I was saying, with children, there's some things that you can easily step in to prevent that situation from occurring. Or sometimes you just press the ignoring button. Or maybe we're busy, we're quicker to do things. Like I said, like two siblings, you can hear them argue, you can hear them talk. It's something that you, as the parent, you can quickly step in to curb that situation before it leads to something else. But if you don't step in, that's when, in relation to emotional tantrums, it says, I will just tell them, if I hear a sound, I will settle it and they know what will happen. If I do, that is it. Like it could be two siblings in relation to sharing. Maybe they don't want to share, and you can hear them say, "Oh, I took it first. I have it first." Especially with younger kids. Now let's look at younger kids, okay? So it's something that you, as the adults or the parent, you can quickly step into it so that it would not degenerate to something else. But when you ignore the situation, that's when it will lead to fight, and then they'll be shouting, and then they'll be screaming, and then they'll be dragging. So it's really important as parents. There are some situations that we can prevent in our home before it escalates to something else. So let's take note, okay? Let's just not say that we're too busy. I know it's not easy. Let's not deceive ourselves. It's not easy parenting. We have other things going on, and especially content creator on YT again, additional work to do another. But you know, there's time, there should be time for everything. We should have time for everything, okay? So in relation to emotions, we should let the children know that yes, that emotion exists. And like I said earlier, emotions is part of our everyday today life. We can't do away with it. This is one thing I would like us to know. We can't do away with our emotions. When we are happy, it's going to show. I think a way of developing emotions is asking the children how they feel. That is it. I'm still getting to that. You are ahead of me. That's a very valid point as well. Thank you. So you ask them how they feel or how a situation makes them feel. That is it. So it is, like you just ask, okay, I ask for your opinion. Okay. So you ask them, like, even especially, let's look at this in relation to the pandemic now. For some of us that our children are back to school, this is a thing that I make an habit. I ask them once in a while, how is school? Share down to the world. Thank you, Sky Figo. Thank you so much. I ask the children, how is school? How are you finding the changes in school? Because a lot of changes done. They can't hug their friends. They can't shake. Even in relation to PE now, it's the PE, it's 2 meters. They can't really, the PE, they are not getting much of what they used to get before this pandemic. And children are different, they can react to this in different ways. So it is really important that you let them know. From this discussion, one of my child, I said, oh, it's not the same. They would like to throw a ball, they would like to kick ball, but they can't. And then my role is to explain to this child that you just have to get on with it. I know it's not easy. You'd have loved to kick your ball, but because of the situation going on around us, and you let them know that this is temporary, it's not going to be there for life. If there's a solution, and maybe if there's a vaccine, a cure to this, before we know it, everything will be back to normal. So, like, what is it's very important to let them know that, like, for example, if you have a child that is angry, okay, if they are not happy concerning a thing, and it is very important, like what everyday matters is you let the children express themselves. Okay, start from early childhood. give them the opportunity to express their feelings. How are they feeling concerning a situation? Because it is really important in relation to their emotions. They need to express themselves as well. Okay, so parents, it is really important that comes. I also feel having scheduled weekly once one time is very important. A time where a parent spend with just one kid. The kids stays face with you with the parent. I did a video on this a while back. Okay, oh, and that's a very valid one as well. It's true, one on one. Like, and that's it. Like what comes and says, especially if you have about 3 or 4 children, one point you can talk to them together, and then at a point it has to be because their needs are different. Just like what comes and says, their needs are different, especially when you have different age group. So if you have a 15, if you have a 12, if you have a 9, or you have a 5, you don't expect their needs to be the same. And sometimes maybe the older children, there are some things that they want to say to you that they might not want to say to you when their siblings are there. So it is really important that you create. That's why I said parenting is not easy. I'm telling you, we really have a lot of work to do. So you call them together in the meeting, then individually you have time. So that's why it's divided attention. So you have to divide your attention now. You go to this one, listen to this one's complaint, and it's really important. I've seen some people, they also ask their children as well that, what do you want me to do for you more? Okay, in order for me to be a better parent, they're not going to say to the child that in order for me to be a better parent, but there are ways that they will reward it just to ask for the child's opinion that what can you do to, you as the parent, to parent them more better? What are the things that they would like you to do with them? And then you see sometimes like there was a survey that was done. It was a survey done in a church. They interviewed a survey given to all the teenagers. Okay, and the reports that came out according to the survey are very true comes, and to make them feel like these are safe to speak with the parents about anything. I'm telling you. So there was a survey that was done in the church, and then at the end of the survey, it came out that all the teenagers were complaining that the children, their parents, were not talking to them as their peers. Their parents were authoritative. They're like, do this is what I want you to do. They were not seeking for their opinions in relation to them doing this. I know there are some things that you can't seek for your children's opinion. Some parents don't have time for their kids, and it hurts me a lot. I'm telling you, a talk with Richie, this is not easy. Especially, and this is one thing I used to say, we have to just walk around it. And I think somebody did a video, or I read it somewhere, that, for example, let's say you're working so hard, you're getting all the money. At the end of everything, you get all the money. You're neglecting these children. You are neglecting their needs. You're not giving them the attention. What is going to happen? The money is going to fade away. And I know it's not easy because, especially the country, each and every one of us are countries that we have to go to work, because you look at it, you have to pay bills. And where are these bills coming from if you don't go to work? Comes and say everyday matters, exactly, and they look forward to. Myself and Blue Jeans have a rota where we have our week to be with each child. A little thing makes a huge difference. I'm telling you. And comes then, if I may ask you, is this easy for you? No, but you have to create the time. You just have to, and it makes a huge difference. It doesn't mean that, okay, you have a time for them, you're buying them all the old things in the world, but at least it makes a huge difference. There's some things that they would even they will confide in you, that they won't even say to people, anybody else, because you're part of their daily life. So, like the survey that I was talking about, the teenagers in the church, all of them saying the same thing, that their parents, they are authoritative. They are not, but once you start it, you get used to it. I'm telling you, it's just going to be an habit. Even though if you forget, the children will be the one to remind you. They will be the one to remind you to say, oh, something is missing. They will say it in a slightly way. Okay, when is our one-on-one next week? What day is it again? So it is really important. Sometimes we need to seek for the students' opinion as they grow up. There are some things that you can give them opportunity in relation to choice. Let's say, for example, now, Okay, in relation to choice, I'm not saying, oh, they have to dictate for you, they have to tell you what you have to do for them. So even it could be simple thing in relation to choice, like clothes. You bought them all the clothes. You can give them the opportunity to pick what clothes would they like to wear to church on Sunday. Okay, the clothes are there, and as they grow older again, you have to be giving them that independent, to be able to do things gradually, bit by bit. So simple thing, as you have all the clothes, you just tell them, okay, go to your wardrobe. What clothes would you like to wear for church on Sunday? Give them the opportunity to pick. So it is really important that parenting, whenever we are parenting, we need to know that we have to be friendly with these children as well. We have to be friendly with them. It's not all the time. We just have to be, okay, yes, I'm the mother and I'm the father. My opinion is final and is final. So let's say, for example, in relation to maybe a child wants to choose a subject, okay, in school. I know this is not early years now. I'm going further. Okay, let's say in the secondary school. I don't know what they call it. Yeah, my kids will like their PJs. Ali Solude, thank you so much, ma. Thank you so much for coming. That is my sister-in-law. That is my my husband's elder sister online. Thank you so much, ma. Thank you so much for coming. My kids will like their PJ. No, Sister Julie say, what I'm saying is, like, your kids will always like their PJs. It's not those kind of choices I'm talking about. The choices that they can make informed decisions. They make decisions that that it will not affect them in life. Thank you so much, Ma. Thank you for coming. Thank you for my amazing thumbs up. Okay, so like I was saying, like Kamsen is thank you so much, Kamsen. Thank you for welcoming us. So, like I was saying, like for example, as children grow up, let's say secondary school, they have to make informed decisions. Ify Best, thank you so much, Sister Ify Best. Thank you so much for coming. How are you doing today? Thank you so much. And the 10-year-old girl will bring out high heels. I'm telling you, that is it. So, so as time goes on, you know that there are some things that they can't do. You have to curtail them. Because if you can't, just like what you said, 10-year-old child, they want to, if you want, they can decide they want to wear their high heels every day, even both night in the morning. That's the stage. So it is really important. So, like, what was I saying? Okay, I was talking about secondary school. Okay, so in relation to a child picking up a subject, let's say a subject that the child will do in secondary school. The child is at the center of this. I am fine, Sister Ify Best. I'm fine. Thank you so much for coming. So, like I was saying, the child, you need to consult the child in relation to picking their subject. Oh, Victory Space, thank you so much, sis. Thank you so much for coming. How are you doing, sis? I really appreciate. Thank you. So, like I was saying, in relation to a child picking a subject, you need to consult with the child. You are not going to the classroom with this child. It's the child that is going to be in the classroom, and it has to be based on the interest of the child. Okay, in relation to a child picking a subject, it has to be what interests the child, it has to be what the child likes to do. But you, as the adult, you're not going to impose and say to the child, okay, you might observe. Okay, maybe you might observe that the child is good at one thing or the other. You might just suggest to the child and say, oh, I think you're good at this if you go for this. But you're not in the position to now impose. And I've seen a lot of people, like somebody now, she just got a degree in law. She just got a degree in law. And then she shared her experience. She was saying that that was what her father wanted her to. Her father wanted her to be a lawyer because the father was a judge. Everybody around the family were lawyers and all that. But that's not what she really wanted to do. That's not what she said. I talked about allowing your kids make some decisions like what to wear, what to study in one of my videos, and many parents came after me saying that was not how we are brought up. I talked with Richie before you came. That was why comes there, we talk about, a balance of both. like the African parenting, and we need to know that the way we are being our parent us, it's not going to be the same we are going to parent our children, because we are now in the 21st century. We are now in the digital world. But I'm not saying the digital world, the 21st century, should influence everything that we're doing, but it should be a mix of both. We should be able, oh, Star came late. No, no. We're still having a discussion. I know we are talking about how to raise an emotional intelligent child, but we are just diving into different topic. You know, the way you have a topic you want to talk about, and then other things will just come up. So, like simple thing like I talk with Richie was saying, comes and that doesn't negate you pushing the child in the direction that they have strength, or some things that I'm happy my folks push me to do, I'm reaping the benefits. Yeah, that's what I said. So, like what comes then is saying, if you push the child in the direction that they have strength, that's what I said. But let's say for example, let's look at it this way. You want a child to be a doctor, and the child doesn't have a strength in relation to medicine and all that, and you're being fussy on the child. That's what brought about this discussion that I want to say. So this person, it's even different people. So this person went to do a course that her father wanted her to do, and then she went to the university for 4 years. She did it, and then she said, Dad, this is a certificate for you because this is what you asked me to do. That person did it. And then the person now went to follow her passion, which is acting. She said that is what she wants to do. She wants to act, and she knew that the first one was her father. Her father wanted her to, I think medicine or law or something. She did, or psychology. So she did that. She said, okay, this is because just to please my father. Okay, she did that for 4 years. And then she now went back to do what really is of interest to her. So it is really important. It all bounces back to observing our kids. We know their strength. We know what each kids are good at. And then we need to support them. It's something like, for example, like you have a child that is very good in relation to presenting. Okay, presenting with talking. And you know that this child will be able to be good at in relation to journalism. Okay. So you've observed this from that age. You need to support the child. You need to start pushing the child. It could be simple thing as enrolling the child, enrolling the child in, a drama class, something that they will do that will push them out, that will build that skills that they have. Because it's a skill that they have. And if you don't build that skill, it's just going to be there. And before you know it, the things that you don't work on, they tend to fade away. Like, for example, if you're a singer, you know how to sing, and you've not been singing, or you don't train your voice, before you just know it, you just find out that the skill is going. It might just be maybe 6 months after and you want to sing, and you find out that what tune is my voice giving, what's going on, because you did not train your voice, you did not practice, you're not practicing songs, you're not singing songs. So it is really, really important. Okay, like for example, in relation to what I talk Rishi is saying, you have like informed decisions. You have to let the children make decisions that it's not decisions that would harm them. You know that if a child is making this decision, it's going to affect the child. You just have to say to the child that this is not proper. Okay, this is the way. Instead of this way that you're going, why don't you follow this way? Or if you try to do this, you're very good at this. Okay, so that's it. So now back, back to my topic. If you have anything to contribute. So, Sister Ify Best, we are just talking about how to raise an emotionally intelligent child. So just follow on from my video that I uploaded on Friday. And for some of you that you've not seen my video, please go and watch my video. I need all the support. Please, I need you to encourage me. Positive reinforcement. You need to reinforce me. Oh, I need your reinforcement. Okay, thank you so much. And if you haven't checked my membership out, please check my membership out. I now have a join button. Okay, try to support me. If you know it's something that interests you, you can, check it out. And it is really important. So now back to what Everyday Matters is saying, that sometimes in relation to emotions, you let the children express themselves. Like, for example, I used to tease one of my child. If one of my child is angry, I used to say to him, I said, well, look at yourself in the mirror. Because when he's angry, his mouth is always like this. He's here behind the laptop, he's laughing. I always say to him, God, God, you always say to him, look at the mirror, look at the way your mouth is. It doesn't even suit you. Your mouth is just like this. Now smile, laugh, and see the difference. So if every time I do that, I always distract him. So he will end up laughing because I'm teasing him already. I say, look at your mouth, look at your mouth. It doesn't even suit you. You're like, then I will say, you laugh and see how you will look like. So, sometimes in relation to helping children to, oh, Viana Beauty, thank you so much, Viana. Thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you, everyone. I am so grateful. Thank you. I have 12 amazing people in the building. Do well to thumbs up for me. If you haven't thumbs up, if you guys says host, you're correct. But it's very important that we parents should try and watch how the talent your child are. This will help to back the child up and put the child where the child will do well. That is it. It's all about observation. We need to observe our kids. The strength, like children as they are growing up, you will see the skills in them. You will definitely know that, you will know the ones that are shy. And then when they are shy, you have to walk around bringing them out of that shyness. There are some children that they are generally shy, but when you work on them, they would be able to express themselves. So it is really important. We need to observe our children. Whatever talents that they have, we need to support them. I'm going to share my experience with you, okay? And that's why I said the area of early childhood, everything that happens to you when you're young, that's when the thing would come up, it starts. And if you have people that are supporting you, that are helping you to work on it. I remember when I was young, I think I've shared this on my LS before, I can't remember. I remember when I was young, I used to gather all the children. Then I would go to my grandmother's house. I would gather all the children in the streets. The children that the ones that are my age, the ones that are younger than me, I will gather them, all of them in the street. I will be singing. We'll be singing and dancing. We'll be doing cultural activities. We'll wear our, for some of you that you're from Africa, like Nigeria, we wear our traditional wear. That Yoruba traditional wear, the wrapper. The wrapper, and then we tie the other one, and then we take this thing. I'm trying to think what they call this white thing. White thing that the chief always use. So I will gather, I will gather all the children. I'll gather all the children in the street. Oh, thank you so much, Viana. Thank you for sharing me out. I really appreciate it. So I'll gather everyone in the street. You were a teacher, even as I am telling you. I will gather, we'll be singing. Some of the people living in the street will be, oh, you and children will be today thing. I am telling you. And then you see our neighbors. Our neighbors will be shouting, oh, you're disturbing us, you're disturbing us. I'll be doing it. We'll just be singing in the street. Oh, the way Nigeria is, the street on tight road. I'll just bring all of them. We'll just be singing cultural. And one of my friends will go to the back of their house, will be singing again. I'm telling you. So it's now flashback to me now that so but like I was saying, it is good to have somebody that would encourage you. So and I went to primary school again. Same thing in primary school. My teacher saw the skills in me. Then they enrolled me in cultural dance. I was their leader in cultural dance. And that doesn't end there. From there again, it's now everything is now flashing back that. But assuming I did an chorist. So everything started. But my parents did not discourage me. Assuming I was discouraged, I was singing. I started to sing from tender age. I started to sing from younger age. I've been singing in the children choir, adult, teenage choir, central choir. In Nigeria, the way they have different kind of choir. So, but my parents never discouraged me. And there are some children, they want to go for singing. Their parents will say to them, no, you can't go for choir practice. But I wasn't discouraged, and I'm grateful to God. I'm grateful for my parents for allowing me to exhibit that skills. Some parents will have said that, and the way Nigeria is always very serious in relation to education. But my parents never discouraged and said, "Oh, you need to go and study. You need to go and study." It's not about it. But I was encouraged. But look at me, the skills I started from younger age. Now look at me today. It's still part and parcel of me. I'm still singing. Everyday matters and a chorister. You want me to say it, so I've said it. So I'm still singing in the choir. It is, so it is really important as parents. We need to, observe our children. At 25 minutes, I'm going to finish exactly when it's 2 hours. It's not easy to do LS and you're talking. Thank you to the 10 amazing people here watching. I really appreciate you all. God bless you all. I have 16 thumbs up. If you haven't thumbs up for me, please do well to thumbs up for your host, okay? So it is really important, okay, like to children, we should be able to observe them and support them, their interest. Like I said, early childhood as well, it's all about children's interest. You use their interest to support them, their strengths. Sometimes you will see some parents, they will be saying, okay, oh, so I'm also a chorister. Nice one. Wow. So with a lot of chorister, if you best are a chorister, Piana is also a chorister. I'm also a chorister. Every day matters. I don't know. Are you a chorister? So for now, with three choristers, I don't know who else is a chorister. If you sing in the choir, say say hello. So we know it's Beatrice Space is singing in the choir. So we So everyday matters say, everyday matters. Do you sing in the choir? It's not, I'm a lost papa chorist. Comes and is saying then collaboration in the pipeline for all the singers here. Beatrice, I sing and dance. Yes, so Jelisa is saying all these things you're saying. That is how most of our celebrities were born. Our churches today are not building talents that make. I'm telling you, and that is it. It starts from if am I missing something? Okay, sky figure. Okay, I'm telling you, this thing starts from when you're young. I sing shower singing. Oh my God. I know I'm not trying to advertise myself, but if you go, I don't think I've said this to Everyday Matters. If you go on YouTube, if you type my name, if you go to my about, don't type Early Years Matters. If you type Florence Ajala, my album is going to come out. I actually released the album in 2016. I know I'm not promoting myself. So if you go on YouTube, if you type my name, Florence Ajala, my album will come out. I've actually released a song in 2016. So just have a look. It was one of my friends that caught me. She was like, she typed my name and she came, she said, "Oh, did you release some songs? Your name came out." So you can check it out. That's the assignment, okay? Caesar, so we have celebrity. Yes. See, I'm praying to God to be a celeb. But like asking. Diana is saying, yes, make a collab. We should definitely. We should definitely make a collab. It would be nice. So about 5 of us are singers. So let's collab together. Let's release it out. It's okay, you can promote yourself. Wow, I will. Yes, so I know I've not been really been working. The last time, let me go and check. So, the album was released in 2016, so I've not been doing a lot of work, so I should. So that's why I used to say that even in relation to coming up with songs, I was even thinking it was somebody, I went to somebody's channel and during the collab, I would stay at the bar. So it was somebody's channel. They had a song made already. And yesterday I was just sitting down, myself and my husband. I said, I'm going to make a song for children. And it was just coming. It was, I just, let me just sing the song. Don't laugh at me, oh, don't laugh. I just said, welcome to Elias Matters TV. On Elias Matters TV. Don't laugh at me. I was just, the song was just coming out on this, on this channel. You learn in relation to Elias Matters TV. Come on, come on. Cynthia, you're still here. So you guys should not try me. Don't try me. Okay, ladies, I need to get together because okay, Captain, thank you so much, ma. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you. So don't try me, everyone. Oh, don't try me. If you're looking for somebody to make a song for your channel, host, I can't find you. Kindly type your name here. So if you go to my about section, on my YouTube, if you go to my about, you're going to see my name. So it's Florence Ajala. Let me use the don't let me use the Irish accent. Florence Ajala. So Florence, Florence, Florence Ajala. So if you type it, it's going to come up. Okay, so now let's talk about our topic. Okay, I've only 20 more minutes and then I'm going to be, finishing. Okay, so host, you're doing well. Thank you, Viana. Thank you. I really appreciate it. And you're also doing well. Every one of us, we're doing well as well. It's just for us to continue doing what we're doing. Like before everyone came in, myself and Everyday Matters, we're just having a chat that we should just keep up the good work. What were we talking about? We're talking about how to raise an emotionally intelligent child. And how many topics have we digressed into today? So let's just keep up the good work. Let us continue what we're doing. I know it's not easy. Sometimes we want to, give up, especially when you're putting up content and you're not seeing people to look at your content and you'll be frustrated. So just let's maintain that calmness. There is light at the end of the tunnel. Let's just surrender ourselves to positive people that will be able to encourage us, like myself and Everyday Matters. We just keep supporting ourselves, a little word of encouragement. Don't worry, we'll definitely get there. Okay, so in relation to raising emotionally intelligent child, another thing you could do is, like I was saying before, ask them to draw their emotions. Let them tell you how they are feeling. Okay, draw a picture of somebody that is angry. And sometimes I've even seen people, like adults, like sometimes when they say that when they're angry, that's when they do housework. That's when they channel their energy to something else. Okay, they channel their energy because they just want to distract themselves from getting annoyed. So that's why they channel their energy to, doing something else so that they can shift that focus to something else, cleaning the house. Some could be taking a deep breath, going for a walk, listening to music. So the same thing with children as well, distract their attention. Like, for example, if you have a child, like, okay, maybe they are getting angry, it says, I found you, you found me, okay? I look a little bit different, though. I'm different. There in the picture with makeup and all that. I always look different whenever I have my makeup on. Sky Figure, thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here. Just that you are not contributing. That is it. A talk with Richie. That is it. On my monetization day, I even wanted to play that song. I'm like, I don't want to play it and get copyright because the person that came to video me that day already posted the video on YouTube. So that's why I just said I should just leave it. So, like I was saying, you can distract the attention of the children to something else. Okay, channel their energy to something that they like to do. Distract them. Like I was saying before, most of the time you need to observe the situations because there are some things that before the children get annoyed, it's something that you can really step in, something that you can control that situation before it degenerates to something else. So sometimes it could be calming music, You play music to calm them down, okay? Do something that will distract their attention. Okay, let's now bring it down to early childhood. Sometimes maybe you have children, they want to fix a puzzle and they are frustrated because they are not getting it. All those puzzles that you have to put together, and you see children that they are frustrated, they're trying fidgeting, they want to put it together. In that kind of situation, you as the adult, you have to step in. You could distract the attention of the child. It's okay, let's go over to the book corner. Let's go and read. And then we'll come back to solve the puzzle. Or we come back to do the jigsaw. It's really, really important that you distract the attention of the child. Or if it is something that you can also do for them, maybe it's a piece you can just is the song not yours? Who would then report you? It is mine, but I'm just, I wanted to play it on my monitor. I was just like so I think I would start. Now. I may have to go to the studio again to do a song in relation to children, for my channel, just to do a song that, for children, a child-friendly song. The way that, the children tune that A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, like in relation to early childhood. So I'm still thinking about that. Everything takes, time. So like I was saying, you distract the attention of the child, okay? Channel their energy. I need your permission to play the music, sis. That's fine. That's fine. You don't, feel free to play the music if you like. It's up on YouTube. So just, walk away. I'm still praying to God to help me, to continue to strengthen me. Okay? So for some of you that you have your talent, don't hide your talent. Every day matters. Okay? You are I asked you the question, every day matters. Are you a singer? Yes or no? She just said, it's not a yes or no. Oh my God. So, like I was saying, calming music, especially, sometimes, like you have babies, they are crying. You could put a music on to suit, to calm them. To say everyday matter is a preacher. Oh, yes, he's a preacher. Pastor, Mrs. Pastor, Mrs. Yeah. Don't worry. Don't tell me, Biana. Oh, my daughter ain't studying so much. When I want her to sleep, I'll just tell her, bring a book, let's read. Lady Zion, thank you so much, sis. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you. How are you doing, sis? Thank you so much. Thank you for that amazing thumbs up. Thank you. In the next 12 minutes, I'm even going to finish. Thank you so much for coming, sis. We're just talking about how to raise an emotionally intelligent child or children. And just a summary of what we've been saying. So I'm just going to go do a quick recap, okay? So in relation to developing or building emotional intelligence in our children, it starts from we as the adults, okay, as the parents. We really need to work on ourselves. Sometimes you're saying we don't want our children to shout and then we're shouting. It's not going to work. It's supposed to be do as I do, not do as I say. Sometimes you see some people is do as I say. Just do what you're told. Oh, I'm a little bit late because it's my. Oh, yes, it's true. Happy birthday, Lady Zion, sweet home. Wishing you many happy returns. Can everybody just type happy birthday to Lady Zion, sweet home? Today is her birthday. Happy birthday, sis. Long life and prosperity, more wealth. The Lord will bless the works of your hand. Your channel will grow. Your channel will increase in the mighty name of Jesus. Happy birthday, sis. She looks so beautiful. If you check a community post today, she had a lovely picture on for her birthday. Happy birthday, sis. Happy birthday. A lot of people are celebrating their birthday today that I know. September children. Thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate. At least today is your birthday. You still take out the time to come here to join me. It shows that, that's what we're talking about. That I don't really take this for granted. Whenever I see people coming to support me, you don't have to come. Every one of you here today, you don't have to come, but you took it out of your own busy schedule to say that, yes, you're going to early years matters CB, and I really appreciate. I'm not taking this for granted. I still have 8 amazing people and 17 tons of thank you, Cynthia. You're still here with me. Thank you. I really appreciate. So 10 more minutes and then we'll be done. We'll call it a day. Oh, you're September baby too. I'll talk with Richie. And you're doing well. I'll talk with Richie. I know you're a friend to my friend. You're a friend to Everyday Matters. So definitely I'm going to adopt you as a friend if that's okay. Everyday Matters. Can I adopt a talk with Richie? So, like Lady Zion is saying, thank you so much, beautiful host, and every one of you. May you all have reasons to celebrate today. Amen. All of us, we have reasons to celebrate. All our heart desires concerning our white, it will be possible for us. Let's just keep pushing. I can keep, let's just keep pushing and not giving up. Okay, so just a quick recap in relation to what we've been discussing so far. Building emotional intelligence in our children, it starts from we as the adults. Okay, we really need to work on ourselves. Okay, let's work on ourselves. To us as parents, our children, it should be do as I do, not do as I say. Okay, our life should be a watchword to our children. I know it's not easy, but God will help us. Okay, so that's why I always say every time as parents, we should be conscious whenever we do want to do things. We should be mindful of what we do. We should be mindful of what we say because our children will pick up this from us. Naturally, they will pick it up from us. Okay, so that's why we should be an encourager to our children. Whenever they see us do things, they should want to emulate good examples from us. Okay, and in relation to emotional intelligence, it starts from we as the adults. We have to work on ourselves. It's not all the time we have to shout. We want to pass a message across. It doesn't have to be until when we shout before our children will listen to us or hear us. Something we have to work on. And I'm not leaving myself behind. I'm not saying that I'm perfect. Every one of us, we just have to work on ourselves. Like, okay, it could be simple thing as constantly reminder. Okay, I'm going to pass a message across. Bye, everyone. I have to check out now. Thank you so much, Sister Julie. I'm even about to finish 8 more minutes and then I'm done from here. I really appreciate you, Sister Julie. You've been an amazing sister and a supporter. God bless you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. So, like I was saying, we have to make sure that we are parenting right. Okay, the way we do things, let our children watch us in relation to our emotions. It's not all the time that we shout. We can pass a message across without shouting. And some people, it has become an habit that until when they shout, sometimes you see parents, they want to call their child. The child is beside them. They are still going to shout. Simple thing as you're calling somebody, the person you're calling can hear you, and then you're screaming, you're shouting, Sean! And the Sean is just, it's an habit. It's become a thing that you just get used to. So it is really important that, we have to just, be mindful of what we do. Okay, so it starts from us. We should model positive behaviors in relation to emotions, discussion as well around the emotions with our children. Let them know that it's not all the time that they can always have their way. Sometimes a no is a no. Okay, you're teaching them these skills to be able to know that as they grow up, they can't always get their ways. This is what I used to say to my kids, that it's not all the time you will have your ways. Okay, and we also need to know that parenting comes with strength. Okay, these children, they are not the same. Okay, your children are never going to be the same, and don't compare your children. Okay, even if you have 3 children, you can't compare them and say, oh, you expect all of them to be the same. So you have to deal with them according to their ability. Use their strength, whatever they are very good at, use it to support them in terms of their development. Okay, and in relation to emotional intelligence as well, distract their attention. There are some situations that you can quickly step in, before the situation leads to something else. Maybe you have children that, oh, maybe they are getting annoyed. Before they get annoyed, you've already seen what's happening in the environment. You can quickly step in as the adult so that, it will not degenerate to something else. And like Everyday Matters had a lovely contribution there. She said, give the children the opportunity to express themselves. Okay, sometimes the children, they want to express themselves. You are not giving them the opportunity in terms of their emotions, in terms of how they are feeling. Okay, so these are just useful tips that I said I should come out and share with everyone today. And thank you so much, everyone, for coming. I don't know if anybody has any contribution. I'm just going to give a quick shout out to everyone. Lady Zion, Sweet Home, thank you. Everyday Matters, thank you. Sister Julie Easton, thank you. A Talk with Richie, thank you. Cynthia, thank you. Cubston, I really appreciate. Ma Ali Solude, thank you so much, Ma. I really appreciate. Viana, thank you. Bonnie, thank you. Sky Figo, thank you. Blue Jeans, thank you so much, everyone. I really appreciate you all. You all made my day today. And I really thank God that this YT have met amazing and supportive people. Thank you so much. No man is an island. We cannot do it on our own. Thanks so much for today. You learned a lot. Oh, thank you so much, Cynthia. At least every one of us is learning. I'm also learning myself. I've learned, a lot from today as well. Like I always say, I don't know it all. Okay. It's not just because, I'm studying or I'm a researcher in the area of early childhood means that I know everything. I don't. I'm still learning myself. And it's actually good because as I'm making my research, I am checking myself as well as a parent. Is there something that I'm missing? Okay, let me try this. And like I said, what works for me might not work for you. But these are just typical examples or typical tips that I'm giving. So you now have to go back, okay, as a parent. You have to go back and look at your child and look at how you can support them in relation to their emotions, okay? So thank you so much, everyone. I really appreciate we just 4 more minutes. So thank you so much. Everyone, I've 18 thumbs up and 8 amazing people. I am super, super grateful to you all. Thank you so much. And I also want us, I'll talk with you, bye, bye. I also want us to know that there's a saying that it takes a village to raise a child. When is my next LS? So next week, Monday. Hopefully next week, Monday. So sleep good and dream of me. Oh. Lady Zion Swiss, thank you so much. Do enjoy your day. I know it's 8 o'clock here, but still enjoy your day. You still have the whole day. Thank you so much. So my LS is always every Monday, 5 o'clock. So 5 to 7, 2 hours. So that's the plan. Hopefully it doesn't change here. It's not easy. Things can change, but the way it is once in a week, every Monday. Thank you so much, my friend. Everyday Matters. I really appreciate your support. Thank you so much. You've been a great friend. Thank you so much. Even my even my kids know you now. Your friend. Everyday Matters. Thank you so much, Lady Zion. Thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Thank you, everyone. So Everyday Matters. Are you a choir or what? Are you a chorister? Do you sing? There's no yes or no now. No. You need to see that. You need to see their faces. Don't worry. You see their faces when the time comes. Oh, they know you already. I said she's a preacher. Okay. EM, are you a teacher? So they've given you EM. So if you are EM, I'm going to be EY. Is it early? Yes. Because we can't both be EM. So I am EY. Okay. So I have my nickname now, EY. Let me write it down. EY. I gave myself my nickname. EY Matters. And it's true. That's just the way it is. Yeah, EY Matters. Yes. So EM, host, I'm going out because I'm busy. Oh, thank you, Skype. I'm even going to round up now. Just 1 more minute. I just want to make sure it's 2 hours. Thank you so much, Skype. Respect. I really appreciate you, sir. You've been a great supporter too. I really appreciate. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. 7 amazing people still watching and 18 thumbs up. Wow. I am so delighted. You all made my day. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. Okay, so I am going to call it a day. Watch out for my upload tomorrow. I do upload every Tuesday and Friday. So please watch out for my upload. Support your sister. Okay. Thank you so much, everyone. Until I come your way next time, I still remain LES Matters TV. Thank you, everyone. Bye. Do have a lovely day and let's continue. Yes, bye, Iwa. Bye, him. Thank you. Thanks, everyone. Bye now. Bye. I talk with Chichi. You're still here. Bye. Bye, everyone.